Guys, before we get into this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Enjoy. Back to the video.
First of all, as I said, you're an amazing person. And now I think with that introduction, I don't think any more needs to be said.
Okay.
I think now we'll start. So what we're going to do for this episode is we're going to delve back into Dami's past, and then we're going to sort of find out his story and all the little lessons and everything he learned along the way to find out how he became this sexy man that's sitting in front of you.
Damn,
And-
sexy, man.
yeah. And then we're going to talk about where he is now, and then we're going to finish with some like general advice and stuff like that he give to other people trying to, start up or that are already in it and trying to do something for themselves as well. So without further ado, I guess we'll start at the start, Dami. Where does this start? What's your first like sort of memory with these types of things?
Yeah. So look, I'm 24 now. So if I was to, I do think, and I forgot what book this is. I think it was a Robert Greene book, or it was a Marcus Aurelius book or something like that. But a lot of what really drives humans, you can actually find in their really, really, really early childhood, even pre-adolescence. So what I do ironically remember was being between the ages of 5 to 10 years old, and maybe this is even a bit narcissistic of me, but always thinking that I could create something that's more creative than other people. I remember I had a bed and it had like car wheels. I'm not sure if you guys had like those different theme. My brother was in a boat bed. He's not gonna like, sorry, Bukumi. He had a boat bed where there was like a yellow like thing, and then it was like a red boat, and then the mattress was on top of it. I had a car bed, so it was lower to the ground. And we shared a room when we moved back to the western suburbs in Melbourne. When I was like, 7, 8, 9 years old, and he was like 4, 5, 6. And I remember thinking, all right, how can I turn this like car wheel bed into like a go-kart or something like that? Like I was plotting, and
Vroom, motherfucker.
It's like, you know the movie The Sandbox?
Yeah, I think so.
Like where those kids run around and they like do those, create rascals or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember that inspired me to think, how could I like deconstruct these obviously very fake wheels and turn them into like some sort of go-kart, or like put it, in actual action and try to put it on the road or put it on the path. And I never ended up doing it, but these are the kinds of things that I was always thinking of at a very young age. So that was me 5 to 10 years old. So I was born in Fiji.
Wait, go back on that. I could just imagine you in your fucking bed. Yeah. You're like asleep, and you just like your bed starts rolling down the street.
I'd love that.
With your fucking wheels.
I love that.
And he's just like rolling, pulling out like, "Hey, shorty, like, what's up?
What's up, shorty? What's up, kindergarten shorty?" Maybe in my dreams only,
Yeah. And then you woke up, and then after you crashed into something, you're like, "Oh, damn it, it's not even moving."
Bait it again.
Gosh darn it!
Damn
it! All right. What were you saying? You were born in?
Yeah. So I was born in Fiji, Latoka Island. I'm Nigerian descent. My parents ended up bringing us down to Melbourne, and then we lived in. My parents had a house being built in Melbourne, so we actually moved to Ballarat for a period of time. My little brother was born in Ballarat, so we were in the country for a bit. And whilst we were in the country, we lived in Ballarat, Colac, and then by the time the house was built in Melbourne, we ended up going back to Melbourne. And that was around year 2, and I went to a school. I'm probably not going to name it, just for, I guess, potential liable reasons. Just rather be safe than sorry. But anyway, I went to a school near the Werribee Plaza, and I went there for primary school from pretty much year 2 to year 6. And I loved music growing up as a kid. I was really inspired by Jonas Brothers. I would sing. I would actually write music as well. So I was what they would call in the not event industry, but in that kind of industry, a triple threat. So I couldn't dance, so I guess not a triple threat, but I could sing. I could
double threat.
Double threat.
Is that a thing?
Doesn't pack as much of a punch.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I would sing. I would play guitar and write my own music. So like by year 5,
that's 3. I'll give you.
I guess.
Yeah.
And piano.
Play guitar. That's quadruple threat. What are you talking about?
I think the dance though is just such a different, like I'm not Zendaya.
Yeah, I mean, you could just move the hips.
Just move the hips.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm Nigerian, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So the gat. He's got the gat.
That's a bit too desirable for me, man. But yeah, like by year 5, I was actually singing and like winning musical performances. So that's something that not many people know. Like a lot of people know me for basketball, because the Instagram bio is still ballerpreneur. But I used to play basketball a lot, but I was really musical in my childhood, and I was extremely competitive at a young age. So that's a common theme again that I noticed in myself very, very early on. I was probably a bit of that obsessive compulsive. I would be the one that would be up late night trying to perfect a Jonas Brothers song. Or I remember I did something really, really corny. I spray painted my electric guitar, I think a night or two before a performance at this school that I was in primary school. And I was in year 6. So I was already known as that musical kid. Like if Dami's going to compete, like he'll be at least top 3. Like, so I had that rep. And I was late to like the prep that morning for the assembly, and I spray painted my guitar. So I'm like, all right, it's all good. I'm late, and this mean teacher's like yelling at me, and I'm only 11, but it's all good. Like this spray painted guitar's gonna like shock everyone, right? So I thought. So I realized very quickly. Unfortunately, I realized actually on stage that you shouldn't spray paint with just regular spray paint electric guitars, because it basically the material the strings are made out of, it actually messes up the way that they vibrate. So how music works is when you strum a guitar string, it vibrates at a certain frequency and you hear certain like tones, C, D, E, etc.
Yeah.
I could hear X, Y, and Z, bro. Like it was terrible. And I realized this on stage. Anyway, so she in front of the whole assembly is like, okay, Dami, it's your time to come up. We're a bit late today in front of like hundreds of students. Keep in mind, I'm 11. That's a lot of pressure, right? In front of hundreds of students, we're a bit late today for reasons that a few of us know. She basically sneak dissed me. You know what I mean? Like the way everyone's sneak dissing Drake right now, like she was sneak dissing me. So I woke up on stage and it's like, it's all good. I got my sparkling gold guitar that was formerly blue and white.
Guys, listen, if you're enjoying this content, then please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And back to the episode. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing like a normal strum, just to like test it. I was like, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, the guitar that I know.
Yeah.
That's not the sounds that I'm used to hearing. Like, did I not tone this correctly? So I try to tone it. You never tone on stage.
Yeah.
Like it's, at least when you're young, you don't take that risk. So I'm toning it, and I'm like, is what it is. And usually I have like, I don't like using the word anxiety, but usually I'm not the type to be largely affected by the A word, anxiety. So I thought, but because I was out of sync and I'm 11, the first note, because for that Jonas Brothers song that I was performing, you start with an open note with your voice, you start singing, and then you start playing the guitar. My first note was like complete. It was like, bro. And I was known for being that. I was that guy that like wasn't missing.
He's
like
him. No, he's not.
Bro. And I heard a chuckle from a friend. I think it was Scott Senegals. Did you know Scott?
No, I don't think so.
Scott, you're probably gonna watch this. You know who you are, but that's my boy. I've known that guy 15 years. But anyway, so I butchered the song. It was terrible. It was so bad, so bad. I'm not exaggerating. That after I finished, people didn't even know that I finished. There was like I still remember this to this day, bro. This is 13 years ago. I still remember this.
Oh my God.
There was a 7-second delay. Think about how long 1, 2, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. That's a long time of silence. And then people start, clapping.
Like the slow, like awkward
bro,
clap.
was,
Good job.
It was good. It was a guilt. It was a good. Anyway, after that was done, fortunately it was snack time. I'm like, I'm out of here. I went to hide in the playground and I like curled up in a ball just for all of snack time, just like buried in shame at 11. And Scott ironically comes up to me. He's like, "Are you okay, bro? Why aren't you playing Tiggy?" Because that was the game that the cool kids would play. But Tiggy or 40 or 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm good. I'm just chilling." And he's like, "Is it because of your performance?" I was like, "This guy's not shy, bro. This guy's not shy."
So shy.
That was me largely in primary school. I was majorly a music kid. I went to a great primary school. A lot of the people that I went to at school, like their parents would like be elders in like the church I was going to as well at the time. So yeah, that was primary school. Do you want me to jump into high school, or do you have?
Yeah, no, that's. So it sounds like from even primary school, you always had sort of confidence. You're always able to put yourself out there. You're always like doing what you did. From the sounds of it, sounds like you excelled at what you did from a young age. Like you would obsess on things. Yeah. As you said, you'd be up late at night, like obsessing on how to play this guitar. And I think would you say that's a very important trait that you've taken with you now into your age?
Absolutely. Like with any endeavor, you have to, if you want to be in the top, even 10%, let alone 1%, 0.01%, a lot of the traits that these really, really, really high level people have, like I've got clients that are worth like, multi 8 figures, 9 figures, multi 7 figures, and some of them are, a lot of them are, not a lot, but a chunk of them are under 30. Some of them have gray hair already. You see what I'm saying? So people don't really understand, like, and obviously that's different from the musician. That's not necessarily as stressful, but there's a lot of, like, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? But yes, I'm fortunate for that trait. I've gotten better at dialing it back. There's definitely, you know, and we'll probably talk about this in a sec, but there's definitely times when I expanded myself a bit too much by finding my limit and still going a bit too hard. And there's times I've nearly been hospitalized as a result of it. And I've kind of been able to dial in and then, like, relax, you know, like I celebrated a friend's 26th, 27th birthday yesterday. You know, I had fun. I was sipping. We were all turning up, dancing, you know, and I had a good night. But, you know, on the drive back home, like, I still made like 100 cold calls in like 2 hours. And I was like, you know what? I'm already making cold calls. I'm going to get like a Macca's hash brown just so I can, like, squeeze out the extra 20 calls just to get it done. And I made that sound easy, but that's because there was significant phases where even making 10 calls in a day was so daunting. So it's been a great trait for me.
Yeah. Well, great trait, but it's to an extent is what you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same. In my personal life, it's really easy to get obsessed on things if you have that, like, specific trait, but it's a double-edged sword kind of thing. It becomes like your greatest weapon and also your greatest downfall at the same time. So if that's something you're struggling with and you're watching this at home or listening to this at home, just point.
Do my part. Call to action.
Yeah. But no, if that's something you're struggling with at home, just always try and find balance. Always keep time for the things that are important to you, and work doesn't have to be your entire life. You can work hard, you can do things, but section out time for, you know, the stuff that really makes you happy. Time to relax and unwind. You can't be focused on things all the time. It's good to be obsessed, especially when you're starting out.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you liked it and you got something from it, or even if you didn't, please like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the algorithm favor this channel. And the more you support us, the more we can give you guys more extreme levels of value throughout 2025 and beyond. Looking forward to the next episode and being able to serve you guys. And as always, think mega. Take care.